I'm just so honored to be here. I'm so grateful to be a part of our Sangha. And it feels extra special to be able to be here as part of the spring intensive, this time of rebirthing. And I don't know, what spring looks like everywhere where we are, but here it's just this beautiful growth of like green coming up in the valleys while there's still snow in the peaks. And it's just this pretty magical time that reminds me why I'm here as I watch the world grow around me. And it reminds me that I'm here to grow. And I get to grow with all of you because you're also here to grow. And we all know that that's our purpose in this life. And that's a pretty phenomenal thing. And today I just really want to talk about sort of the quality of our practice and the quality of that growth. And as Sachin shared, I'm going through some challenges medically. I was diagnosed with a rare form of terminal cancer last summer, but I'm still here, and I know it's not an easy thing to hear. So I really appreciate all of you sitting in this space with me, and all of you really carrying me through this time as I work towards my transition. The end of the time in this vessel is coming, um, and this body will need to be shed, but I'll still be here. Not little me, but big me. And I feel really grateful to know that. And I know that I'm going to be just fine, which is a pretty special thing. And it's really amazing that our meditation practice and everything that we do, the work that we do on our cushions, off our cushions, really prepares us for this like last big adventure in the bodies that we're gifted. Because whether we're here for a short time or a long time, um, it doesn't really change, the process. Like we all have to work through um, the loss of our bodies, our sort of death in this incarnation at some point in time. And in order to rebirth, we need to die. And it's a pretty special thing that we get to cycle through, with awareness, with our consciousness, cycles of birth and re-death in advance of us leaving our bodies. And it's such an extraordinary thing. And in Babaji's book, Spiritual Practice, he says that if you find balance in life through your spiritual practice, then you will be preparing for death. Learn how to handle anxiety, fear, and confusion in your life, and you're preparing to die well. We set the stage for death during our lives. Our minds, our unresolved karma, and our emotions determine what our deaths will be like. A life lived very much in the present and free from the attachments may lead to an extraordinary and wonderful death that moves us forward in our spiritual evolution. And what an extraordinary evolution that is, and what an opportunity we have to grow. And there was always a part of me from the time that I can remember remembering that I knew that I wanted to grow spiritually, but I didn't know what that meant. And I knew I wanted to know God, but I didn't know how. And our practice has given me that, which is remarkable. That, I found my way from a small town in Alberta, Canada, um, to all of you, to our guru, our amazing Babaji. And it's just so extraordinary to be part of a living lineage and practice. And In the early days of my diagnosis, there was definitely those, moments. I kind of knew like I'm not my body. Like I really felt that, and our practice teaches us that. Um, but my mind was trickier. And it still is. But I'm still here to work on it. And, my mind would try to drag me to some dark places. And it was sort of like, hey, Anju, we're on this sinking ship. Let's just go. Let's get out of here. And then I remembered my wish to grow. And I'm like, wait, I'm here to grow spiritually and I want to be enlightened. I want that deeply, really deeply. And I'm like, mind, you're not coming. I'm gonna leave you behind too. So don't try to trick me into sticking it out here with you. That's not how this is gonna work. So I was able to kind of take charge back of, control, um, whatever that means, like anchoring into anything, but kind of like let myself, our true self, that inner self, take back control of this journey. And that wasn't easy. Um, but the thing that really shifted it for me was just recognizing like how many people I love and how much I love this world and this big amazing universe that we get to be a part of and how extraordinary and special it is to just be alive and that love and all the love coming from you back to me, this reciprocity of love, um really made a difference in that wish to grow and the letting go and surrendering to what is. This is really a process of letting everything go, and I'm trying my best to do that. Um, but I don't think there's any way to do that without a great deal of love and a great deal of gratitude. And some days, it was, yeah, just remembering I've got a roof over my head, I've got a warm place to sleep, and being well cared for. There, um, nurses and doctors and technicians and lists too long, um, who are helping me on my journey, and that's so incredible. And as Babaji has been talking about, so much recently, um, I found a quote from him in Spiritual Practice where he says, we must never stop trying to love. We've all been hurt. We have all loved the wrong person. We have all pursued the wrong thing, but it is love that makes life worth living. It is what makes this existence worthwhile. When we come together collectively, we have a tangible feeling of community. There is nothing like it. It's an extraordinary thing. I feel grateful to be part of it. I just drive the bus. And I know that I wouldn't want to be on any other bus. I am so, so happy to be here. I'm so, so grateful, Babaji, for you being my guru. Like, wow, wow, we get to do this in this life. It's just the most incredible gift. And getting to be part of just the sweetest, most remarkable Sangha. And, I really feel like the best of me is when I get out of the way and I feel all of you just carrying me through. And I know that you will. And I really feel like I can get there. And we have the amazing teachings that come from our lineage. We have the support of all of our Ishta Devis, all of the Devis, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas as innumerable as dust particles, as the medicine Buddha says. And like not only one Tara, we got 21 Taras who are here to support us. Like it is extraordinary. And what a special thing that we're here and we're awake and we're aware of this greater consciousness. And all we need to do is remember that. Remember that we're here to love. And not that kind of external love, but that real love, that love that is in bodhicitta that spreads across the entire universe to all sentient beings. And it is just so special to be in this lifetime, and that's true of all of us. And whether I know you well or this is the first time we're meeting, I love you, and I know that your love is here to support me, and I'm so grateful for that. It's just such an extraordinary existence that we have been gifted. And as Faith says, her enlightenment is only a breath away. So really, maybe we're already there, and we just need to get out of the way and just surrender with love and gratitude, because the quality of that is what matters. Coming to our practice, and as Jatila just said, finding something simple to be grateful for. You can start there. We can't all dive deep into our hearts all the time. Sometimes we need to take the stepping stones to get there. So find the things in your life that you're grateful for. Find the things that you love. And I have found just an extraordinary amount of joy on this path. It's not something I tried for or reached for, but it was just, coming to our practice and having this foundation to ground me during, a big challenge, my karma, my way out of here. Um, I don't know what I would do without that foundation. And so I'm just so grateful for it. And really feeling that connection with love and gratitude makes all the difference. And it's worth opening up to. And I know that you are all very gracious, very grateful, very loving, wonderful humans. And I just find it extraordinary that we all found each other. And I'm sure we all knew each other before. And we will all be merged back into God consciousness, creator, whatever you want to call it, at some point in our journeys, whether it be this lifetime or the next. I don't think we can take too many wrong turns. And if we do, we've got the best bus driver. Yeah, we found our guru. We found our Babaji. It brings me to tears. I'm just so thrilled. And so don't worry, because he won't steer you in the wrong direction. And through his experience, we just have the best guide. To help us live in the best way possible, and also to help us let go and, unpack our bags for the biggest journey of all time, of all the stuff we don't need, and to just pack those bags with love and gratitude, because that's something that we can take with us. So we let go of everything, which makes us more able to connect with all those bigger things. And I know in the past kind of 3 to 4 months, I've just never felt so big. I didn't, really know what that meant. I'm still here in this body, but so much of my day, I'm also everywhere. I feel as big as the universe at times. And I don't really know how to describe that experience. It's just really humbling and really extraordinary and so full of joy. Yeah. And so with that, I think we can all find a nice, comfortable seat, and we can all work to be that big, because, as Babaji has told us, we're all that big. we're so much bigger than we know. And yeah, I'd love to be able to get big with you. So, finding a comfortable seat, it's okay to shift a little, find those sit bones, rocking back and forth a little. You're welcome to close the eyes or take a gentle gaze. And finding that space where any tension releases and you just feel like you're supported by everything. Your body is relaxed. And you may get a sensation of floating. You can bring your awareness to the breath, our friend, our companion in this beautiful life we were gifted, always with us, whether we're aware of it or not. Taking gentle breaths in through the nose, rolling up over the third eye, down the throat, and settling yourself in the heart. And with each exhale, just releasing and relaxing. But doing it with love and gratitude and surrendering into yourself. And you can imagine there's a little seed planted in your heart. And with each inhale in, that seed is nourished and begins to grow. And on each exhale, it just expands. And you can visualize your most favorite flower or a beautiful lotus growing with each breath. And it's a flower made just for you. And it can't be contained by body or the room that you're in. It expands outward limitlessly, stretching across town, city, country, the world, beyond the edges of the universe, because you are bigger than all of this. You are the self. And the last couple of minutes, can send the merit of your practice upwards, full of love, full of gratitude for right now, in this moment, being here, being okay, and storing the merit of this practice. So that it will always be there. And it's such a gift to be able to give back by just doing our spiritual work. Thank you so much, everybody. It's such a delight to see you all and to be here with you. So very grateful to Babaji, Faith, all the Akriyas, all our swamis, everybody who takes care of the ashrams, everybody who's part of this Sangha. Just love you more than I have words for. Thank you.
Thank you, Anju. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, that was really beautiful. And thank you for helping us, teaching us how to let go of the body, which is a practice that we can do really every night in preparation for what we all will go through, but is much more present for you as it's coming quickly. I'm sure very few people know that Anju was actually at the ER this morning for some complications, and she is so stubborn and that she made it home for her talk and to be with us and to share with all of us. And I'm sure you can feel her beautiful presence as Baba and I do. And we are all connected and interconnected. And while you're going to lose your body sooner than most of us, we will always be connected through our love. And I also want to acknowledge and thank Bandhu for being such an amazing, giving, wonderful support person. And we just love you so much. We love you so very much. And what you gave us was a tremendous gift. And even while you were talking, hi, Bandhu. Even while you were talking, I could feel myself just drop off my body and just merge into that state of love with you and be that being that we all are. So that was a very powerful, very potent, very deep teaching. Thank you for sharing with us.
I'm so grateful to you.
I love you so much.
You've given such a great teaching to everybody. We're all going to have to face this ourselves. And you have so much courage, so much commitment, and so much understanding. You're there, you really are there. It's really a blessing to know you and to have you be part of our Sangha. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We should all express and feel a deep, deep sense of gratitude for the lessons we have received from somebody who is an amazing, amazing person. Breathe into your heart and feel this special Sangha love and support for our sister, for our teacher. She's really did a wonderful seva for all of us.
After the intensive on Thursday, May 1st, the Sangha gathered again to watch Anju's talk, followed by a live satsang with her. Yogita asked the first question, which was about how to find love and gratitude when her body doesn't seem to work the way she wants it to anymore as she grows older. Anju began responding, but the recording started a little late, so what follows begins partway into her answer to Yogita's question about conjuring more love and gratitude while living in a body that feels like it's failing.
Of like remembering everybody I love and who loves me, and feeling grateful for what I do have. Because usually, if I am in pain, I'm still, maybe at home or, in the washroom with running water, which is pretty extraordinary, and not something everybody gets to have in this life. And so for me, kind of finding those things helps me remember my big self, and the pain doesn't go away. It just doesn't have to like own me in the same way. Because that can be happening to my body, and I can appreciate and acknowledge that while still feeling that bigger self when I have those moments of clarity and awareness. Hope that's helpful. And Satcham, if you ever have any insights or different experiences that you want to jump in with too, please feel free
No, I think I have questions for you more than answers. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I think about you a lot, and it really helps me to reframe my priorities, because I feel like you've had to reframe your priorities, in this last 6 months, 10 months. And I think a lot of the stuff that like Yogita might be mentioning about physical pain or just like that turmoil, I feel like how do you sort of recommend working with like just the stresses of the to-do lists that really I feel like I have about like 9 to-do lists that surround me at all the time. They float around me. And I'm just like, mm, like you said, like that mind, you're not coming with me. So like I don't really want to carry you around so much. What's real about like letting go of those to-do lists, and like the present really takes care of everything? Like, what's your feeling on that? Because I feel like you're having to tap into that on such a direct level.
too. And to be fair, Satcham, I think your to-do lists are a lot bigger than mine ever were. So I think you do so much. And I look at all of you who live in the ashrams and wow, yeah, like I have nothing but humility for you. So I'm sure that like pressure is very real. So I don't mean to downplay that at all. And I also have this Bondu here who's had to take on a lot of my doing, and so that I can focus on being. And so I think a big thing for me has been trying to accept help when I need it and recognizing when I need it because I can't do it all by myself. And trying to just take it one thing at a time, you know, because there's always more to do. And our lives are so big and beautiful, but they're hard. Like there is a lot here and a lot for us to work through. And I think just knowing that it's okay if you don't get everything done, it doesn't look exactly like you thought it would, because I think there's so much in the trying, and to try from a place of gratitude or love if you can. So even though it might be the last thing you want to do, having some grace for the ability to do it.
So you feel like just doing like whatever it is I am doing, like try to bring that gratitude to that action to make it worthwhile. Like you're saying just do one thing at a time, but try to bring some of that gratitude to it. Because it seems to be like this main teaching that's coming through you is the necessity of gratitude and making that connection.
Yeah, for me, it's been like when I am trying to do something, sometimes I can't do things that I used to be able to do. It's really easy to feel super frustrated. And trying to look at what I can do. So even small things like wiggling my fingers and toes, still being able to speak, even though I can't see or hear as well as I used to be able to. But I can still hear and see. So being grateful for what I do have as so much as sort of falling away. And I think that finding that gratitude, no matter where we are in our kind of life stage, um, can really help us move past some of our like perceived limitations. And then sometimes it's actually just too much and we need to ask for help. And it can be hard to discern that. But I think when you're coming from that place of gratitude, it's a little bit easier to be like open to recognizing that your plate's too full and it's okay to ask for support.
Thanks, Anju. I feel lucky I get to see near Nirayani, each day. And man, I feel like I'll be in this funk and you look at her and you're just like, holy moly, like pure love and joy beaming. And I'm like, I remember that feeling when you're young, you're just beaming with that love, and I feel like as you get older, you just have to sort of like it seems like we have to go in and clear the path for it to flow again. It's just like you got to do that daily work, and I feel like that's that love and gratitude that trying to bring in. So thank you for that answer. I did see a hand go up at Shoshone, I believe, unless it was accidental, but Shoshone, feel free to unmute and go for it.
Yeah, this is Kurt. I was wondering, do you believe that fear is a construct of our minds and that we leave it behind when we leave these bodies? Or do you think, our fears continue with us um, when we end up leaving?
Thanks so much, Kurt. Um, I'm pretty sure that I've left before, but I don't remember it. I know some people talk about remembering things like that, but I don't have that kind of memory. So I don't know that I know for sure, but I think that fear is a really strong emotion and it's not who we are. And I think that for me, anyway, through this practice, doesn't mean that I don't get scared sometimes. Um, but I get scared less than I used to. And I think it's because that joy just sort of starts radiating above it almost. Like as I can lift sort of into my heart and really get super spacious, it's kind of like there's just not a lot of room for like my fear or anxiety. I am by nature a very anxious human. Um, so I totally have all those same emotions. I get really sad sometimes still, but they're kind of just things that pass. Whereas I feel like this joy I can connect to when I get real big is bigger than that. So I don't know whether it comes with us or not. I'm hoping I don't take too much of it with me. I'm hoping I'm able to shed some of that. And I think that's kind of part of our work as yogis. It doesn't mean we don't feel those emotions anymore. We never suppress them. We never think badly of them. But there's sort of this bigger space that we can reside in that sort of lifts us up and out over them. So we don't have to like live in them. And they don't have to be the things that define us. And that's just my kind of experience of it so far. But I really have no idea exactly what's coming. I'm sure it's going to be kind of a wild ride. Thanks, Kurt. Hope that answered your question.
Go for it, Dayalen.
Hi, Anju. Good to see you. My question is, I feel like you might have a interesting perspective on a big topic of yoga, and that is detachment. I just feel like as you're kind of preparing yourself, I just am curious about your perspective on what detachment means from a meditative or a yogic perspective, because I feel like it means true detachment has something to do with opening up even more fully to the present instead of pushing it away. But I would like to just hear your perspective on that.
Thanks, Diane. I think I'm still kind of figuring it out. And I think that detachment and letting go and surrender are kind of like the same in some ways. But yeah, it has been my experience that if I can be in like the present moment and remember that I'm okay right now, like even sitting here with all of you tonight, not worrying about what symptoms going to happen, what's going to happen tomorrow, and really just being here with all of you helps me let go. And knowing that, like, really absolutely everything about this existence is impermanent. And I have a deeper sense of that now, I think. And I don't think that you guys need to be dying to have these same experiences. I want to say that too. Like, they're fully available to all of you. This is just the path that I needed to walk for whatever reason that I don't need to understand. And it doesn't mean I don't like stub my toes or roll my ankles or do silly things still in this body. But I really do try to like find appreciation for the present moment and to really focus on what I have. And that helps me let go and not get as caught up in some of the dramas in my life, because I still have those. There's a lot of family coming at me with all kinds of ideas of what they think I should be doing. And people who can't accept my situation or want me to already be gone, or it's really weird things come up. And being able to get really centered and sit in my heart helps me kind of like view it from a different perspective and not get as like frustrated or kind of caught up in those cycles as I used to do. Um, and I think it's also like when we think about detaching, there might be that like sense that we're gonna like lose something. And my sense so far, even though I still have a lot more of it to do, is that there's really nothing to lose. Like there's so much richness and depth available to us the more we're able to let go. And it might not always look the way we want it to look, but we really are so like massive and amazing and connected. And that's what we have to gain.
Thank you. And really quick, if I can do a follow-up. I guess as you were talking, I kind of realized that I specifically kind of was thinking about like people, like like we love people, but we don't own them or anything. And I don't know, and we're separate and we kind of have to do our own spiritual work. And I don't know. I wonder if you have any last thoughts on that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think like detaching from this Bandu over here is going to be particularly challenging because he does so much for me. Yeah, and it's so hard because we want the best for everybody, right? I think some of it is trust and trusting that the people that we love, trusting the people that we love that we have challenges with, are going to be okay and they're going to figure it out. And we don't have to do their work for them. And we don't have to steer them in any, direction. Certainly noticed that with my family. Like they're not coming along. And if I tried, it would be a lot of kicking and screaming and probably the worst for me. And I think just really having faith that they're going to be okay. Because no matter where people are, whether they have a spiritual practice or not, they're all here to grow. And I really, really have like deep faith that everybody's going to make it eventually. So all I can do is deal with kind of what's right in front of me, which is me, and try to let go. It's not easy. It's easy to talk about. It's really hard to do. I think that's part of what we're here to do. But we're so lucky to have those connections. I hope that was helpful. It made sense.
Well, some would say we're a minute over time, but I would say this is an incredibly rare opportunity. So if there's any last questions, I don't want to cut anyone off. Anandama, Lorna,
Yeah.
depending on how you're feeling, Anju, of course.
Yeah, I'll get. Sorry, I'm a little breathless, but
Yeah.
Thanks, Anju. I actually would like to address that question Diane just asked to Bandu and how you're doing and how you're using your practice.
oh, sorry, Satsang.
Put you on the spot.
Oh, one thing that really comes up for me, it's especially watching Anju's talk again is that feeling of gratitude. And there's been reading this little we have like a Tibetan Book of the Dead for Beginners book, and one thing that they talk about in that is when somebody is sort of reaching the end of their time in this body, you don't show up and bring all of your fears and anxieties, and they're getting on the plane and they're going on this big trip, and you don't come and say, oh well, this could happen and these bad people are going to come for you and you're going to come across all of these dangerous things along the way. You show up with love and support and excitement because they're going off on the most incredible journey. And so you don't fill their bags with your stuff. You fill their bags with love and gratitude. And I'm so grateful to Anju. She's shown me what transcendental love is. I didn't. And to all of you and to Babaji. So I have a lot of faith and I'm not worried. And there's a lot of hard now, but it comes and goes, and a lot of it is sort of this way. So when I really can get centered and focus on our practice, I just feel my heart get big, and I don't know where we'd be without this practice. It's so wonderful. And then it's just letting go of everything. And I get to witness somebody do that. And I get to witness somebody achieve their enlightenment and the highest goal. And what an honor. So, maybe this way sometimes I'm not doing okay. But I think I'm going to be okay. And I know Anju's going to be okay.
Thank you. Love you both.
Love you too. Love you all. That made me cry.
Thanks and for even asking that question, Anandama. Yeah, Bandhu, yeah. Think of you with a lot of love. Thank you for sharing that. That was really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I did see one other hand. Oh, Purna, right.
That kind of answered it. The letting go of everything. Thank you so much, Anju. And Bandhu, when I thought Mitra died this past weekend, the idea of letting him go is really hard. Anyways, he didn't, so he's here. But the letting go of everything seems so hard. Almost for myself, it seems a lot easier. So I appreciate both of you sharing your experiences. So it's okay. I don't have a question now. I know we're over time.
Oh, Purna. I've been thinking about you this weekend too, and I'm glad that Mitra's feeling better. I agree with you. I think it's easier for me than it is for Bandhu too. He thinks it's easier for him than it is for me. I think that's just sort of being people and having a really special connection in real love. And I don't think it's made to be easy. I don't think any of this is easy, but I think it's worthwhile. I think there's so much good in it. And I so appreciate you all being here and showing up for me and for Bandhu. And I don't know when my time is, but it's really special to share in this journey with all of you.
Well, thanks again, Anju and Bandhu. It's helpful to have rhyming names. It's like, did Baba come up with that? Um, let's all just take a minute and just be in our heart space together to conclude. And Anju and I text, a little bit here and there, and she just expresses all this love and respect, and then I give love and respect back, and we just have this loop going, and I'm like, wow, that's what Sangha feels like. It's just this loop of love and respect. You truly love and respect each other, and such a rare experience. And so just take another moment to be in that space together. And of course, we can offer up some gratitude to Babaji and our lineage that has given us the capacity to generate this love and have a Sangha and have teachings. And offer that up out of the crown of the head. That golden light, that nectar. Namaste, everyone. Thank you again for being here for a special evening. But again, thanks everyone. Love you a lot. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.